Good morning. Good morning, Bookie Monsters. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is PK. This is Bookie Monsters. We're in the morning show live. We look at the new releases this week. I apologize for a little slight delay there, right as I was about to go live. On my tablet, which makes me stop. The things you learn. It's Monday, September 11th. It's Monday. We're going to look at some new releases. Hope you had a good weekend. Let me know if you did anything spectacular. If you did nothing, like I strive to do, good on you. Let me pause this. In the next 20-something minutes, we are going to be looking at the mysteries that they are saying coming out this week. Let me get rid of the banner. All right. Let's go to here first. This is Book Riot, and I like it because it lets us filter out, not very many. This is what they're saying the mysteries are coming out this week. This is an anthology, a dark academia anthology, which would then put it in the fantasy. And I don't really do anthology short stories, but got some names in there I recognize from fantasy. The Improbable Tales of Baskerville Hall, Book 1 by Ellie Standish. This is a middle grade. From the critically acclaimed author of When young Arthur Conan Doyle is offered a spot at Baskerville Hall, a secret school for extraordinarily gifted children, he is elated at being chosen and being given a chance to turn his family fortunes around. There, Arthur makes quick friends with Irene Eagle, a girl who boldly strides into action, and Jimmy Moriarty, a boy whose brilliance rivals Arthur's own. Together, they discover that their new school is a peculiar place, home to leaning towers and unexplained explosions, prowling wolves, and extinct birds. Arthur quickly makes enemies, too, deadly foes who want him expelled, or worse. When Arthur and his friends are invited into a powerful secret society called the Clover, they must pass 3 challenging tests to be accepted. But along the way, Arthur uncovers a mystery that will lead to grand adventure and even greater danger. That looks cute. McHarren, The Secret Hours. He is this is a standalone. He does a series for Spy versus Spy. The first book is Slow Horses, which I keep trying to read. But this one's a standalone. 2 years ago, a hostile prime minister launched the Monochrome Inquiry, investigating historical overreaching by the British Secret Service. Monochrome's mission was to ferret out any hint of misconduct by any MI5 officer, and allowed Griselda Fleet and Malcolm Kyle, the 2 civil servants seconded to the project, unfettered access to any and all confidential information in the secret archives in order to do so. But MI5's formidable first desk did not become Britain's top spy by accident, and she has successfully thwarted the inquiry at every turn. Now the administration that created Monochrome has been ousted. The investigation is a total bust, and Griselda and Malcolm are stuck watching as their career aspects are washed away by the pounding London rain. Until the eve of Monochrome's shuttering, when an MI5 case file appears without explanation. It is the buried history of a classified operation in 1994 Berlin, an operation that ended in tragedy and scandal, whose cover-up has rewritten 30 years of secret history, of service history. The Secret Hours is a dazzling entry point into McHarren's body of work, a standalone spy thriller that is at once unnerving, poignant, and something. I'm going to leave this hanging. That does sound very good. I'm going to put that on my TBR for this month. Okay. Let us go to this site, booktipper.com. These are the mysteries they are saying for this week. They have The Secret Hours, which we just did, but they have 3 others, so let's take a look. The Enchanters by James Elroy, big name in mystery. Go straight to the tragic heart of 1962 Hollywood with a wild riff on the Marilyn Monroe death myth in an astonishing behind-the-scenes crime epic. Los Angeles, August 4, 1962. The city broils through a midsummer heatwave. Marilyn Monroe ODs. A B-movie starlet is kidnapped. The overhyped LAPD overreacts. Chief Bill Parker's looking for some get back. Monroe deal looks like a moneymaker. He calls in Freddie Otash. The freewheeling Freddie O, tainted ex-cop, defrocked private eye, dope fiend, and freelance extortionist. A man who lives by the maxim, opportunity is love. Freddie gets to work. He dimly perceives Marilyn Monroe's death and the kidnapped starlet to be a poisonous riddle that only he has the guts and brains to untangle. We are with him as he tears through all those who block his path to the truth. We are with him as he penetrates the faux sunshine of Jack and Bobby Kennedy and the shock of Camelot. We are with him as he falters and grasps for love beyond opportunity. We are with him as he tracks Marilyn Monroe's horrific last charade through a nightmare LA that he served to create, and as he confronts his complicity and his own raging madness. It's the summer of 62, baby. Freddie O's got a hot date with history. The savage 60s are ready to pop, and it's just a shot away. More on the noir, gritty side. Vince Flynn, Code Red, a Mitch Rapp novel. It's a long-running series. Mitch Rapp hates owing anyone a favor, especially when it's the world's most powerful crime lord. But when Damien Losa calls, Mitch is honor-bound to answer. The Syrian government appears to have created a highly addictive new narcotic that it plans to distribute throughout Europe. It's a major threat to Losa's business, and he's determined to send someone to keep him on top by any means necessary. Rapp is the perfect choice for the mission. Not only does he have extensive experience operating in the Middle East, but he's also entirely expendable. As he crosses into war-torn Syria, Rapp quickly discovers a shocking truth. The new drug isn't being produced by Damascus to prop up the government's collapsing finances. Instead, it was created by Russia's asymmetrical warfare unit, not for profit, but as a weapon against the West. With far more than Damien Losa's interest at stake, Rapp devises a desperate plan that forces him and his team into a battlefield where the United States is virtually powerless and allegiances shift almost hourly. Further, if Russia uncovers their plot, it will set off a confrontation between two countries that could change the course of human history. That also sounds... I've not read that series. I think I have one of them, though. Copy is required. We did that one. James Patterson, 23.5 Lies. Looks like this is a collection of novellas. Lindsay Boxer's estranged father is gunned down execution style, and her investigation uncovers life-altering truths with Maxine Pietro. Fallen Ranger, Terrory Yates. Being a Texas Ranger means absolute loyalty to the badge, but he's put through the ultimate test when an armored car robbery suspect might be an ex-Ranger gone rogue, with Andrew Burrell. Watch Your Back. When a starving artist is paid to expose his client's cheating wife, can he paint the picture that will save his own life, with Lauren D. Esselman. And Anne Perry. Are these open this week? Perhaps. I wonder if it's going to let's do a quick double check. She Has Passed. Is this one of her last ones? It is. All right. Traitor Among Us by Anne Perry. This is in her Elena Standish series. Investigates the murder of a fellow MI6 agent near the country estate of one of England's most influential families in this gripping mystery from her. Not far from the sprawling grounds of Wyndham Hall, the body of longtime MI6 agent John Repton is found, shot dead with a single bullet to the heart. The corpse's proximity to the estate sends ripples of concern through the intelligence community. Repton was killed while surveilling the members of a household with alleged ties to fascists who threatened the security of the country. As Hitler's influence spreads across Europe, Elena Standish is assigned the case thanks to her new connection to the Wyndham family. Her older sister Margot is being courted by Lady Wyndham's brother. Elena secures an invitation to Wyndham Hall for herself and a companion, her colleague James Allenby. To covertly investigate Ripton's murder, the pair must uncover the true loyalties of the people in the house while protecting Margot from her beau's potentially dangerous relatives. But Elena is torn, for her widowed sister has finally found happiness after years of sorrow, and having to take down the Wyndhams would destroy Margot's new relationship. As Elena and Allenby dig deeper into the Wyndham family's nefarious connections, Margot grows suspicious. Can Elena reconcile her political and professional obligations with her loyalty and love for her sister? Will Elena and Allenby uncover their colleague's killer? I need to catch up on that. Kelly Armstrong, a very large name. She writes a lot of series. Hemlock Island. Lainey Kilpatrick has been renting her vacation home to strangers. The invasion of privacy gives her panic attacks, but it's the only way she can keep her beloved Hemlock Island, the only thing she owns after a pandemic-filled divorce. But broken belongings and campfires that nearly burned down the house have escalated to bloody bones, hex circles, and now terrified renters who fled after finding blood and nail marks all over the guest room closet, as though someone tried to claw their way out and failed. Well, this sounds horror. When Lainey shows up to investigate with her teenage niece in tow, she discovers that her ex, Kit, has also been informed and is there with Jayla, his sister, and her former best friend. Then Sadie, another old high school friend, charters over with her brother, who's now a cop. There are tensions and secret whispers in the woods, and before long, the discovery of a hand poking up from the earth. Then the body that goes with it. But by that time, someone has taken off with their one and only means off the island, and they're trapped with someone or something that doesn't want them to leave the island alive. Very thriller, very appropriate for this time of year. Gangsters Don't Die by Todd Goldberg. Mafia hitman turned rabbi Sal Cupertine is ready to get out of the life, but it's not going to be easy. His once brilliant plan to pass himself off as Rabbi David Cohen is unraveling. Enemies on both sides of the law are hot on his trail. His wife and son are unreachable in witness protection and are probably in danger. In order to find his family, get out of the desert alive, and salvage his long sought after happy ending, Sal is going to have to confront some very bad people from his past. Native American kingpin Peaches Pocatello has wrestled control of Chicago's mob family while expanding his criminal empire in the West, and now seeks to settle an old score with Sal. These two anti-heroes have a history that stretches back decades, and the blood feuds between Peaches and Sal will lead them to a violent showdown deep in the heart of the low desert. As complications cast old revelations in a new light, including one that stretches back to the long ago death of Sal's infamous gangster father, Dark Billy Cupertine, Sal must team up with some unlikely allies and confront the reality of who he has become in a conclusion to the Gangsterland trilogy. The Spanish Diplomat's Secret by Nev March. Explores the vivid 19th century world of transatlantic voyage, one passenger's secret at a time. Captain Jim Agnihotri and his wife, Lady Diana Famji, are embarking to England in the summer of 1894. Jim is hopeful that the cruise will help Diana open up to him. Something is troubling her, and Jim is concerned. On their first evening, Jim meets an intriguing Spaniard, a fellow soldier with whom he finds an instant kinship. But within 24 hours, Don Juan Nepomuceno is murdered, his body discovered shortly after he asks rather urgently to see Jim. When the captain discovers that Jim is an investigator, he pleads with Jim to find the killer before they dock in Liverpool in 6 days, or there could be international consequences. Aboard the beleaguered luxury liner are 1,000 suspects, but no witnesses to the locked cabin crime. Jim would prefer to keep Diana safely out of his investigation, but he's doubled over seasick. Plus, Jim knows Diana can navigate the high society world of the ship's first class passengers in ways he cannot. Together, using the tricks gleaned from their favorite fictional sleuth, Sherlock Holmes, Jim and Diana must learn why one man's life came to a murderous end. And that is what they are saying for mysteries this week in, I guess, the mainstream, we can say. These are the cozies for this week, cozy mysteries. We'll get started on the cozies. We will run out of time, I'm sure, but we will be looking at them throughout the week. The Art of Killing, second in series by Julia Hamilton. Juliet Peters thought everything was going to go back to normal after she solved the murder of her own tenant. That is, until the artist who comes into her northern Minnesota every spring for, I think there's a word missing, for a festival, turns up with his own paintbrush stuck through his neck. Now the uneasy people of Peak Place turn to Juliet to solve this murder too, because the nearest police station might as well be in another country, and it's not like they were much help the last time. While this is the second book in the series, it is a self-contained mystery. Death and a Duet, second in Musical Mayhem series by K.M. Jackways. In the enchanting town of Leadstow, where the mystical blends with everyday life, Esther is just getting to grips with being a witch and getting to know Clark, the local policeman. When the lead actor of a local play is discovered dead, it seems unsuspicious from the outside. But when Clark reveals a supernatural connection, Esther suspects they need to step into the limelight themselves in order to unravel the truth. Between her grandmother teaching her magic, intense rehearsals, and a tapestry of secrets among the musical production's eclectic cast and crew, Esther hardly has time to wonder why Clark's keeping it strictly professional. On one final night, Esther must pull off a show-stopping performance and solve the case before the curtain falls. Again, very seasonal as we're hitting the spooky season. Barbecue Can Be Deadly. Second in series. This is the second book day by Ryan Rivers. Second in the Bucket List Mysteries. When a barbecue competition heats up, can a reluctant nurse and a former TV tween detective grill the truth out of a sizzling suspect list? They threw it all in there. Sho Tanaka is striving to support his sister Jenny and recover from his nursing career fallout. When they enter the Hill Country Smoke-Off, Sho expects a weekend of camaraderie and smoky deliciousness. But after a series of odd events and apparent sabotage, the comp turns sinister when a dead body is discovered in a classic Cadillac. Former TV tween detective and current town mayor, Levi Blue finds himself considering his legacy and grappling with his father's disease. Drawn into the mystery, Levi and Sho use their unique skills to dive into the world of barbecue rivalries, secret grudges, and suspicious gift baskets. As they uncover simmering tensions and hidden motives, the stakes rise when the competition's celebrity judge, Miss Piggy, nearly dies from an unusual accident. No! With time running out and their loyalty to each other tested, can Sho and Levi sift through the smoke and unmask a killer before the fire goes out? You gotta see Miss Piggy. Murder, She Wrote. Fourth in series by Chris Abernathy. The Paradise Inn is full of writers who spend their time imagining ways to kill people. Can Detective Whiskers find the one who actually did it? The evidence clearly points to one suspect. The problem is there's no way they could have done it, and the Paradise Inn is full of murder mystery writers who are experts at creating the perfect crime. Our cat detective and the Paradise Cove Mystery Society face an old foe and several potential new ones in the fourth installment of the Detective Whiskers Cozy Mystery Series. The stakes have never been higher, and the mystery has never been stranger. Very cozy. Homicide at High Noon by Jamie L. Adams, second in series of the Ghost Town Mystery Series. Willie Cranston is soaring high as the manager of the Calico Rock Mine and Ghost Town in Grady, California. Cash is finally flowing in, and improvements to the theme park, like the new zip line, are drawing crowds. Even Lily's previously stalled love life seems to be heading on the right track with CSI Cody West. But all that comes to a halt when the park's board of directors suddenly comes to Lily with accusations of embezzlement. Someone had their fingers in the till, and all eyes are on her. To make matters worse, before Lily even has a chance to prove her innocence, murder strikes her small town. Melvin J. Reinhardt is the arrogant, browbeating bank auditor who's determined to prove Lily has been stealing from the ghost town. But when Lily arrives at his office to set him straight, she finds someone's beat her to it, killing the man before Lily has a chance to plead her case. Now, not only is Lily in danger of facing embezzlement charges, but she's also a prime murder suspect. Even her family new boyfriend in law enforcement may not be enough to keep Lily out of jail. She's worked too hard to lose it all, so Lily puts her skills to the test to find the real guilty party, uncovering shocking truths and unscrupulous practices along the way. Will she be able to find the missing money and the killer before it's too late, or will her time run out as the killer sets their sights on her? Says fans of Yellowstone will love this series. All righty. Well, we ran out of time. So that is the start to our week. I hope that throughout the week you will see something that might catch your eye to maybe check out a little bit further. That's why I do it. You never know what's out there till you look at what is out there. Doesn't matter what your genre is. We will take a look at what they're saying is out there. Plans for the week tonight. There is reading sprints on Lee's channel, Dark Roots Creations. She shares with Storm every other week, every other Monday. The rest of this week, I'll be doing the morning show at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be having sprints tomorrow night, Tuesday, at 6:05 p.m. Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern Time, and also on Thursday, and then Saturday afternoon, just to give you a heads up of what's coming for the week. Tomorrow we will look at romance books and some more of the cozies. And each day we try to hit some of the different genres just to cover all our bases. Because you never know. You never know. There's some good stuff out there. There's a lot of good stuff out there. We must add to our TBR because that's what we do. We are bookie monsters. As it says here, don't be a bookworm. Be a bookie monster. Nom nom. And remember, you don't get good person points if you're reading something you don't like. It's okay to set it down. I give you permission. It's not an assignment. No one will know. It's okay. I hope you have a very good Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless.